joined by Gervaise Heddle, Non-Executive Chairman at Buxton Resources. Thank you for coming on today, Gervaise. Always good to speak. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, Dan. Very well. Thank you.
So great news out today with Buxton reporting that it's identified strong pathfinder assays from its recent hole at Centurion, including silver assays up to 4.57 grams a tonne. Gervaise, before we get into the significance of the results, can you give us a bit of a background into the work that led to these latest findings?
Absolutely. So, look, this is an exciting result. I think it means that we've got, these are really strong indications now that we've got potentially a significant precious / base metals deposit nearby. We originally drilled Centurion in the July period, and the original drilling was disappointing because we drilled a hole 800 metres down. We figured the basement was about 500, 600, 700 metres down. Drilled this hole down 810 metres and didn't find basement, and the hole got stuck in what effectively was beach sands, and the drilling failed in these beach sands. And so we came back with beach sand in our hand and we're like, well, this isn't great. We took the beach sand back to the lab, and they actually cut it in half. It was compacted sand. We cut that in half, and there's some very interesting rocks within that. Anyway, the team have gone off and done all these assays on this sand. And what's quite amazing is we've found this sort of over 4 metres, this 4.5 grams per tonne silver, which is extraordinarily anomalous to find this sort of level of silver in effectively what is just sand. I mean, we're not even in basement rock. So this silver, and we've also got other anomalous metals, copper, moly, zinc, tungsten in this sand, and it's come from somewhere. And our theory is that if you remember the original geophysical modelling, there's a gravity high and a mag high, and we think it's come off basically a basement hill that's nearby. If you imagine the basement sort of, maybe there's a deposit that's done this, and we've drilled down here somewhere, and there's actually a high somewhere, and some of this material in this deposit is actually, or potential deposit, is rolled down the hill, been carried by water down that hill, and that's where you're seeing these, this strong geochemistry. And so it's fascinating now because we've had obviously this really compelling geophysical target, which we went after, a very large one, and now we've also got a really strong geochemical signature, which these are the sort of best targets when you get both the geophysical signature and a geochemical signature together. It's like, okay, there's a good chance that there is something real here. And you never know, of course, what that's going to be until you drill it. And obviously our challenge is we've still got to find it, we've still got to drill it. But we're very encouraged that there is something nearby, and potentially a significant precious and base metals system nearby.
Great. So the next step really is to find where these pathfinder minerals have the source of these pathfinder minerals. Yeah,
absolutely. And so now the work, they're going to carry a little bit more analysis on this core to see, well, what else can they determine from it. But I think the key is we're going to do an MT survey, and that will help us understand the topography of the basement. And so maybe if we can, that might help us find out, well, where is the high point in this basement topography. And then if that overlays neatly with the magnetics, which I suspect it might, then I think we'll have a very strong point for targeting for the next program. But I think that I don't want to prejudge obviously the results of the MT survey and reprocessing the geophysics, but I think together with now what's a large geophysical target and a really strong, quite remarkable geochemical signature in this, particularly with the silver, that this is a really compelling target to go after and drill again.
Absolutely. So does the target remain an IOCG deposit, or is this new information changed the model really?
Well, look, I'm not the technical expert, so what I know from speaking to Marty is this: what we're seeing is not necessarily consistent with an IOCG, but also the way that metals would be carried by effectively, water or other solutions can change the composition of the metals that you're seeing. It's hard to say exactly what would be there. It feels like it's less likely to be an IOCG now, but potentially there's still, going given the scale of the geophysical anomaly and the very anomalous levels of material that we're seeing here, that there is a significant, precious, / base metals system, nearby, and definitely something worth targeting.
Great. So what are the next steps now to follow up on this?
Well, we'll do the MT survey and then reprocess the geophysics, wait for some more of these results to come in, and then I think it's up to Marty and the team to really have another close look at it. And we'd love to get stuck into it again and really chase this, because it really does feel like we're onto something here. It reminds me of Javier, where you had that excellent situation where you got both a geophysical anomaly, in that case it was a bullseye mag anomaly, plus you also have a geochemical signature. In that case there was some drilling that intersected low-grade copper and gold, and I think we've got both here now. This is a little bit trickier because we still haven't found the basement, but I think this is definitely something worth going after.
Great. Well, congratulations on the news today, Gervaise, and looking forward to seeing what's coming next. But until then, thank you again for your time today.
No, thank you very much, Dan. Thanks for taking the time.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.